All right, guys. Injuries we had from the game. Renardo Green had a toe, didn't return, and Brindle pulled his hamstring, didn't return. Go ahead.
It was a great win against a really good team that had won 3 out of 4 coming in. What are you most pleased with tonight's victory, and what did you say to the guys?
I was pleased just how much of a team effort it was. We thought we had to win that game a certain way. I mean, even last night talking about how we felt we needed to run the ball, definitely. I challenged the team, saying I'd like to get 40 runs called, but that's not just an offensive thing. In order to do that, you got to play defense like we did tonight. You got to play special teams like we did tonight, and to be able to them allow us to pull that off was huge.
Bryce Huff and Chase Lucas both had a history of kind of like where they were not the guy anymore, one on the practice squad, one not really playing for his former team. They come here and they've been making plays today, both of them making some huge plays. What can you say about those two guys on the defense?
Yeah, they made a bunch of big plays today. I mean, the strip sack was huge. Chase stopping him on that 4th down. He wanted that pick 6, but it was a hell of a job. Just being ready, losing Stout late in the week, being ready for his op. And then Huff's been doing it all year, and Chase did it all offseason and got his op today.
I would probably ask you a version of this just about every week, but what can you say about what Christian has just meant to this team through the first half of the season?
He's huge. I mean, he's the most consistent player I've been around. I mean, he just allows you to stay on track. He gets every yard in the run game and more, and what he does in the pass game just it's rare you're going to throw the ball to him and not get a completion.
I get the assumption maybe Purdy and Pearsall back next week. What kind of achievement do you feel like you've gotten, basically without a ton of guys, maybe get those guys back next week to go 5-2 to get through these games?
I've been proud of all the guys just overcoming a lot of stuff. I mean, offense, just what we went through that stretch without Kittle is nice to get him back today. Just the wideouts being banged up all year. I mean, this was the first week this year that JJ's been able to practice, and I know those guys are all just battling to get out there, and how Max stepped it up with Brock being out. The amount of defensive guys today who stepped it up. We all know all the eyes were on Tatum and how well he played, and he went out for a series early in the game and was able to come back in and play unbelievable. Luter stepping it up today with Renardo going out. We talked about Chase. Was awesome. Getting Kevin back, too, on the D-line, that helped today. But just real proud of our whole roster and all the guys that have stepped up throughout this year so far.
There was a lot of faith expressed in Tatum during the week that seemed like it was more than just wishful thinking. Like everybody was very confident that he would go out and do the job. What about him jumped out at you tonight? Is this what you expected?
Yeah, I mean, I got to watch in detail once I see the tape. But, I mean, Tatum's a real good linebacker. We were excited to get him out of college. We were excited having him all last year when he made the team, and we've been excited about this offseason. So you never know when your op's going to come. And unfortunately, his came with a bad injury to Fred, but he's been ready for this moment for a while. And, no one doubted Tatum at all.
What did it mean for you guys to have Fred here tonight?
Love having Fred here. I saw him on the scoreboard up there. It was cool. He got a big cheer from the crowd. He had a big surgery this week, and we saw him on Saturday when he got back in the building. But awesome to have Fred around.
When you're thinking 40 runs, is it like only 39 to Christian in your mind, or really? I mean, it does seem like he is the guy to go to. Is that something you think going into it, or is it just develops as the game goes?
You mean going to him on those?
Throwing to him, I'm just saying, like.
No, I mean, that was the first time we looked at a game that way this year, prior to the game. We just felt, just based off how their team was and stuff, that was just a goal of ours that we thought it would give us the best chance to win. But you just can't just run 40 runs, though, unless everything's going right, as a whole team. Definitely didn't think when I said it last night that all 40 we're going to go to Christian, but he is our starting back, and he doesn't come out that much, so we knew the majority of it would. But I thought Brian had a few big runs today. There's a couple I thought we were going to lose yards on. A few guys unblocked in the backfield. He ended up getting positive gains on it. And I thought Mac made a couple of plays scrambling, too.
How much of a team thing is it to be able to hold Bijan Robinson down to what you did?
A huge team thing. I mean, he's as good as there is. Everyone knows that. You need 11 guys swarming to the ball. If that guy gets too much space, it's just hard to touch him. I thought we limited the space he got. You try to limit his opportunities by doing good on third down, getting him off the field, and you try to limit how much they can do with it by keeping the ball away from him.
What do you think of the run blocking tonight? It seemed like McCaffrey wasn't getting hit in the backfield nearly as much.
Run blocking seemed real good, and for us to run the ball that well must have been pretty good.
Sense Kittle's impact in that regard, both as a blocker and maybe the attention that he draws.
Yeah, I think it always helps having Kittle back. Kittle's as good of a blocker as there is. You know, our other guys have been doing good too, though, so not to take anything away from them in terms of the run game and stuff. Kittle would have liked to get him some more passes tonight, but it was awesome having George back.
I think it should be a 3rd and 13 throw to McCaffrey. What was the call there? What you saw in that play?
Just something that we had on our call sheet for a 3rd and long situation. I felt like that was the first one we were in the game, and he actually tried to come out on the play, which he came out a number of times in the game. We never sent him back once, except for that play. I looked at him and said, go back as long as you're not hurt. And he knew the deal, and he went back, and it was a hell of a play, hell of a throw.
Brendel's been an Ironman for this team. I think the number was 58 straight starts. How do you think the guys adjusted up front?
I'll know better when I watch the tape, but I thought Hennessy had a real good offseason with us. Really enjoyed him throughout OTAs and training camp, and I felt I didn't notice anything go bad when Brindle went out. So Hennessy must have been ready for the opportunity, went in there and allowed the offense to keep going, made the right calls. I'm sure he blocked well because of the results that we had. So sucks losing Jake. He's been a stud for us. I got a lot of respect for Jake and how much he's helped us, and it's just a hamstring, so I know he'll be back soon, but it always does take some time, but it's nice to have Hennessy step up and play well too.
How important was them not getting able to get the field goal attempt at the end of the first half? And were you aware that when the ball went up, there might be a chance there was a 10-second runoff if the penalty was called?
Yeah, right when we knew that they got it, as long as they called it, we knew there was going to be a 10-second runoff, so we were pumped. That was huge.
How excited are you that Jones, seems like his baseline for play is pretty high and that he plays pretty efficiently every week?
Yeah, Mac's a real good quarterback. We've thought that before he got here, and we've thought that since the day he got here. He's been great in the offseason, great this year in training camp, and you guys have seen how good he's been in these games, so I feel very fortunate to have Mac.
You mentioned on the NBC broadcast that Colby carried McCaffrey into the end zone. Apparently that's against the rules. What did you see on that?
I saw a pile, and I saw the pile moving across the goal line, so I was happy.
Kyle, any early inklings on how much time Bernardo might miss?
I'm not sure. Yeah.
Turf toe?
It's a toe, so we'll see. Not sure. Possibly. All right. Thanks, guys.